Hi guys, my name is Alex. I'm a sex coach and welcome back to Cosmopolitan Sex Tips. Sex tips directly curated for you, the women out there, because it is a women-tailored magazine. These are the top 110 sex tips. We're starting on number 21 in this video. If you missed my last one, definitely check it out before coming to this video, because we're continuing on this series, going through all the crappy sex advice, and I will tell you what you actually need to do rather than these sex tips. So if that sounds interesting, then let's get to it. Number 21, work your nipples slowly through your clothing for a nipplegasm. Okay, so more nipple play. So if you missed my previous video, then number 13, I think, was all about nipples. So something going on here. Maybe the writer of this article has a thing for nipple play, and that's totally fine. And if that is something that you like, then do it. If you've never tried it before, then try it, and you might find out that you like it. These things like this, the tips and tricks that are telling you physical things to do, things that are based on physical stimulation, they're going to be individually based. They're going to be based on your individual partner's preference. And so you should talk about these things or just try them and see if they work. But you know, this is kind of telling you that you need to do these things in order to have good sex, and that's totally not true. If you like it, then do it. If you don't, then don't. Number 22, try ribbed condoms. So you're playing it safe, you're using a condom, try a ribbed condom for more stimulation down there. And yeah, if you can do that, of course, it could feel great. You could have better sex because of it. Also, you could have worse sex because you don't like how it feels. Just try it, like they said. Try it, right? Number 22, is it worthy of that spot on the list? Probably not. Number 23, warm yourself with some lubricant. So we're getting into lube, and lube is a good thing to use because even if your partner, even if you're a woman and you're extremely horny and aroused, sometimes you're just not flowing down there, and it's not working out for you, and it's not your fault necessarily. It's just hormones, whatever you're going through, your body, it's just how it is. So having some lube around is a good idea. I would recommend water-based lube so that they don't degrade latex condoms if you're using ribbed condoms like in the last tip. But yeah, use lube. Lube is fine. It's perfect. It's not a weird thing to have. It shouldn't be a weird thing to have, and you shouldn't be embarrassed for needing it. Number 24, use your hips to write the letters W, M, and O when you're on top. So if you missed it in my previous video, we talked about grinding rather than going up and down when you're on top, and that was one of the top tips that they gave in this article. And now they're telling you more tips, and this is basically grinding. You're just writing letters. I mean, I'm not sure why these specific letters, so yeah, if you like grinding and your partner likes how that feels, then go for it. If they like when you go up and down more, then do that more. And it's all about experimentation. It's all about talking to your partner, communication. That should be tip like number 1 or 2 on this list, and I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I mean, it's more individual preference. You don't need to do these things. Number 25, alternatively, try spelling the word coconut while you're on top. So you're grinding it out and you're spelling coconut. I mean, why not spell any word, right? Just do a weird pattern with your hips when you're on top. I mean, do we really need to designate 3 out of the 110 tips for when you are riding a guy when you're on top and dedicated to grinding? I don't really think so. Number 26, masturbate every morning. And this is a pretty terrible tip, and you should not do it. If you what are they thinking with this? Yes, I want to sap all of my sexual energy every morning by masturbating. I would rather masturbate than have real life sex. I would rather drain my libido than have real life sex. I mean, as a sex coach, you think about these things and you're wondering how people believe this crap and accept it for what it is. And people out there probably do this, and then they're thinking, I don't even know. Don't masturbate every morning. No one needs that. That's excessive. Especially if you're watching porn. Don't watch porn. Don't pair it with that. And I think that's one of the issues, is a lot of people pair masturbation with porn. And so the masturbation gets out of hand, and then you're watching porn, and that gets out of hand. Then your sex life is completely ruined. Not to be a downer. Number 27, dry hump more. So we're back to the outer course that we mentioned before, because apparently dry humping is like the most amazing thing ever. And I've done it maybe when I was like 14. I have not done too much of this, and I don't know if it's that great. If it helps you get aroused, like it clearly does the writer of this article, then do it, right? Anything that's going to increase your arousal and passion within that moment, within that experience, is going to be good. Number 28, try a cock ring. Okay, getting into some more interesting things. Trying a cock ring. Okay, yeah, try it. Great sex tip. What else needs to be said about that? Try it. If you like it, use it more. If you don't like it, don't use it. Is that like a groundbreaking thing? I mean, if you want to try anything, try it, right? What would have been a better sex tip would be try anything, experiment, be open-minded, and do things, because you never know what you might like, right? And worst case scenario, you just don't like it and you don't have to do it ever again. That would have been better than specifically like try this, try that, try a cock ring. I mean, right? Number 29 is pay more attention to your aftercare. And so aftercare is a term that people use in BDSM, where you kind of check in after a sexual scenario because you were kind of role-playing during that sexual situation. The communication is you're playing roles, right? So you're not having like direct communication. And so after the sex, you say, did you like that? Did I go too far? What about this? What about that? And you kind of brainstorm and recap what you did. And yes, I think this is actually amazing advice. You should always be communicating. You should always be learning about each other through sex. And one of the best times to learn about each other through sex is after you've just had sex, because you're more open, you have just had this vulnerable experience, you've likely had an orgasm, which makes you just feel more comfortable and connected to that person, and so you can now discuss things more openly and more freely and really get to know each other, and that will enhance future sexual scenarios. Number 30, watch a sexy show together. So not watching porn, but watch a sexy show. And it kind of is the same concept as watching porn together, which is going to kind of increase jealousy, is going to increase insecurity, because you're thinking, okay, my partner is now fantasizing about sex with another person, not me. What do they have that I don't have? The other thing it does is that it creates a dissonance between the sexual arousal that you get between your partners and then what you're actually thinking about during the sex, because you might be thinking about the sexy show or the porn that you just watched rather than your partner, and that is not a healthy thing to do, and that can create a terrible sexual relationship where you turn to cheating and you turn to other forms of sex like threesomes, and you add people into your relationships, which can ultimately ruin them completely. And it's just not a healthy thing to do. You shouldn't be getting your sexual desires, your sexual arousal, your horniness from outside sources other than your sexual partner. If your sexual partner is not doing it for you sexually, then there's something wrong there that you need to address. Something that I don't have time to go in this video, but that's basically it. Number 31, try a sex game. Yeah, sex games are basically foreplay, right? It's just gonna get you in the mood, get you aroused, get you stimulated, and yeah, any time that you are spending more time in that foreplay phase, that arousal phase, and getting yourself more into it, more passionate into the sex, then that's going to be a good thing. It's going to make your sex a lot better. Come on. 32, try a nipple clamp. Okay, so more nipple stuff, right? So we've had 3 tips already throughout these 32 that have been about nipple clamps. So clearly the author of this article really likes nipple clamps. Number 33, invest in some secret BDSM jewelry. So these are kind of partner bonding things that you are kind of celebrating the fact that you have this cool sexual relationship with this person. And so you're wearing it on your body, and it kind of gives you pride in that relationship. And that can be a good thing. If you want to strengthen your relationship and you feel like that would, then go for it. And it's just going to be unique to anyone, right? Number 34, try a remote control vibrator. So you're giving the vibrator basically into the control of the other sexual partner. So you don't know when it's coming. It's going to be surprising. And yeah, that can be nice. It can be a nice variety that you're adding to your sex life. But, you know, is it necessary for everyone? No. Does everyone like it? No. It's going to be another individual preference thing. Number 35, try kneeling beside your partner when you give them oral rather than head on. So another variety thing, yeah, you can add these things into your sexual repertoire. Any type of variety is going to be good because variety is mentally stimulating, mentally arousing. It's exciting to do something new, right? When you are introduced to something new and sexy in sex, new and sexy in sex. When you're introduced to something new in that experience, everyone knows that feeling. It's arousing. You're excited and you want to see where it goes. And yes, that can be one of those things. So anything that represents variety, definitely do it. Number 36, try a sacral massage. So the massage happening right above the butt, I guess, and what they're saying is that this is going to be stimulating, it's going to be a turn on, and yeah, massages are a great way to initiate sex. It's a great way to get your partner ready for the sex and to initiate the sex. It's just another method of foreplay. So whatever you need to do to turn your partner on, then do it, and whatever works for them, do that, right? But don't also forget to add the variety. Number 37, don't be afraid to initiate. So this is for women out there. They're saying, don't be afraid to initiate the sexual experience. And I would say, yes, of course, don't be afraid. It can be such a turn on to know that your partner wants you in that way. And it's a huge win for guys. Guys love it. And I feel like women love it too, right? Don't you love when your partner just wants you and they just can't have enough of you and they express that? Yeah, it goes both ways, so definitely incorporate that and it will strengthen your relationship. Number 38, lean into your sexual tensions. So this is advice for people that have had sex for a long time, and it's just saying to kind of build up more sexual tension throughout the day rather than just having sex right away whenever you first think about sex. And this is a great thing I tell a lot of people. I always say to build tension throughout the day. If you want to have sex that day and you want it to be explosive, start texting them sexy things right early in the morning. Talk to them about sex in the morning and saying what you're going to do to them in the evening later. And then throw it in throughout the day. And then all day your partner is thinking about what is going to happen in this sexual experience later on in the day. They're thinking about it all day. They're excited. Then when that experience actually happens, you have all that build up and then you have all that release in the bedroom. 39, add CBD into the mix. So now we're condoning drug use and other types of things. So not necessarily drug use, could be non-THC, CBD, but I mean, number 39 really on the top 110 sex tips, this was one of the best that you could find out of 110. CBD, I mean, sure, try it if you want to. What more needs to be said about that? Number 40, make handjobs the primary event. Make them the main event. And so I guess forego penetrative sex and make the handjob the main event. And I think this is looking at sex a little bit of the wrong way because it's kind of male-centric and it's kind of saying that there needs to be some sort of penis stimulation and release during sex when there doesn't really have to be. I mean, this is just another form of variety. You're saying, no, I'll give you an orgasm this way rather than this way, and so you're just kind of spicing it up, adding variety. Yeah, it could be awesome. If your partner likes it, then go for it. Try it if you've never tried it before. And I think that goes for a lot of these tips. It's just kind of like, try this thing. They're mostly individually preference based, like the nipple stuff. I mean, try it, and if you like it, then do that stuff. If you don't like it, then don't do it ever again. And that's basically it. In terms of the best sex tips ever, I don't think I would put really any of these on my list, but anyway, there are a lot more, 70 more to be exact, so probably going to be filming videos about this article for days. Anyway, that will do it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Hope you found it informative. If you did, leave me a like. Come back and watch more of my videos. Definitely come back and watch future reactions to this article if you're into that. Consider subscribing. It helps me out. It's pretty awesome, and you can join the party that is my YouTube channel. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.